with Vicki Freed, Senior Vice President from Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Well, I don't even know that I would have to introduce you. You're an icon in the industry. You know that. You've been in the industry for how long?
I've been in this business a long time, over 3 decades, and that's where I'm stopping now. It's 3 decades plus.
I'm with you. I'm about the same. And you know what? If I had to ask you one word that would best describe you, what would that be?
Oh wow, that's really tough. I'd say I'm passionate. I'm passionate about everything I do in my life. My support for travel professionals, of course, that is my core passion, is helping people succeed. Not just travel professionals, but helping people around me live a better life if they can, and make everybody happy if I can.
And I think that's a great word. I think anybody who knows you would agree that you've got great passion. And Vicki, we've both been around for 3 decades, so we've seen the cruise industry evolve. I mean, let's talk about this. I mean, years ago, for those who haven't been in the industry that long, I mean, it was so structured.
I know, and thank goodness that we've changed and evolved, but the consumer has also changed. The consumer today expects so much more.
How do you guys continue to evolve and take it to the next level?
When we decide we're going to build a new class of ship, we never start with what we have. We start with a clean piece of paper and say, okay, let's dream big. And what new features, what new things can we add to the ships that will make a consumer say, oh my gosh, wow. Dynamic dining is going to change the way the cruise industry exists, with so many more options and flexibility. And you know, do you remember the old days, cruising, you had one restaurant, it was a big dining hall.
Right.
And what consumers have said to us today is, we love your little specialty restaurants, they're beautiful, but we don't want to spend money every single night to go into a specialty restaurant. We paid for our cruise, we want to take advantage of some of the complimentary things that are part of our cruise ticket, and so we are changing the way we do dinner. We'll have 5 smaller restaurants, venues that are complimentary, along with more casual areas that are also complimentary. But there'll be small boutique restaurants, no larger. The largest will be 425 guests, and everything else will be smaller. And they'll be themed, and so that you can go into a different restaurant every evening and have a different option of a theme, of menu. It's going to be wonderful.
But timing as well. Some people might not want to eat every single night at 7 o'clock. I mean, you might be in a port and decide you want to come back and have a later evening or later dinner. So choices are endless, and really it allows the travel agent to have that much more to sell.
Now today, you look at Royal Caribbean, we are the only cruise line that has really entertainment across the stage, the air, the water, and the ice.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It is. Today, each one of you have your own individual personalities.
We do, and that's why it's really important for a skilled travel professional to not focus so much on price. Everybody cares about the price they're paying, but to focus in on the value. And will my customer, will my client get the best ROI on their vacation dollar? Because at the end of the day, and this was one of my Vicki's tips from last week, as a matter of fact, I talked about a tip that I got from my hairdresser. You know, I said, well, sometimes I feel like I'm paying too much for something. And she says, you know, you can always pay too much for something, and you can always earn that money back, but you can never earn the time back. And you know, I took what she said. We were actually talking about like overpaying for a piece of clothing that you later see goes on sale and you're kind of mad. But you know, I thought, how does that really relate to vacations and travel? A consumer might think initially they're overpaying versus buying the cheapest vacation, but they can get the value for spending more, and you can never regain the time, but you can regain the dollars.
And the value of cruising far surpasses any other vacation.
No question.
Exactly.
All cruise lines offer an exceptional value.
So let's close with a Vicki tip. You know, you email agents daily, a terrific tip. One of them that I saw that I thought, wow, cruise planners, we're doing that already, is, you know, a bag. Taking a bag with your information on it. Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for mentioning my Vicki's tips. I've had great response from travel professionals, and it's something you have to opt in. So I sent out a notice in early June or May. I've been doing it now for 5 months. It's a tip a day, Monday through Friday. It's different. It's a sound bite. It's very easy. You just go to loyaltoualways.com and you go under the tab Vicki and you just give us your email address and you're good to go.
And your caricature is really cute as well.
I actually have a lot of suppliers that are getting my Vicki's tips, and I really am fine with it. Suppliers have come up to me from tour operators and other cruise lines and river cruise lines, and they've said, you know, I'm getting your Vicki's tips and I'm really fine. It's just a soundbite. It can be a sales tip. It can be something that inspires you, motivates you. So lots of travel agents, after I write a tip, they respond and they're doing it. And the bag tip actually came from a luncheon I was hosting with travel agents, and they were saying how much they enjoy my tips. And I said, well, if you have any tips to share, I would love to put them and publish them. So one agent said, well, I always carry suppliers' tote bags when I go to the grocery stores. You know, in some states now, if you go to a grocery store, they charge you for the bag. And then some people just want to be, you know, concerned about the environment and not using plastic. And she said, you know, so when I go to the grocery store, I'm putting all my groceries in a bag, and I'll have different supplier bags. And then when I'm talking to people, they'll say, oh, do you work for Royal Caribbean? I see you have a Royal Caribbean bag. And that's how the conversation gets started. And one agent from my tip last week on using a logo bag said he actually got a booking in the grocery store from someone that said,
awesome.
I'm a big Royal fan.
That's so awesome.
And he was carrying a Royal Caribbean
And
bag.
what
But
I like-
yours, I like your bag. Your
Thank you.
bling.
Little bling.
Yeah, cruise planners. I mean, you should definitely advertise whatever it is you want out
Exactly,
there.
Exactly. And what I love about your tips is they are just so simple. And you know, 5 out of 5 times they really don't cost money.
Oh, that's right. They're just ideas.
They're just ideas.
That's
really
right.
great. So I want to thank you so much, Vicki. Again, you are an icon in our industry. I so appreciate you kicking off this new little column that we have, and we thank you.
Well, thank you, and you're equally an icon in our industry.